So I said,
and we're late.
it's my fault that we're late this time.
He couldn't find his glasses.
Had a lot to do with it. Quibs, how are you?
I'm okay, boyfriend. How are you?
I'm miserable. I really
How
am.
come? Tell us about that.
I miss you. I really do. I'm not any good at this. Suck at it.
Are you struggling a bit?
I am.
Yeah.
I am. And I'm not planning on, it's not like I'm going to even be here for a whole lot longer, and it still sucks.
It makes things hard being apart. And what's strange is we haven't been apart that long, but it feels like I feel like I haven't seen you in like 2 or 3 months.
It's been 3.5. I'm surprised you didn't know that. It's actually just hit 3.5 today.
I'm being serious.
So am I. I've been putting marks on the wall like a convict does in prison, and it's covering the entire freaking wall. It's insane. So either I'm being silly and doing it every 3 hours, or I've been here about 3.5 months.
That's really sad. I will tell you that for the first time since you've been gone, I went to the dollar store today.
Without me? Was it hard?
I hate it there.
Yeah, I know you.
I don't like it at all like you do. It's the worst.
It's different
place
when I'm there because my excitement will carry you through. You usually just trip on me.
I think I was just in a bad mood. I just ate for the first time in 24 hours. That was not my intention, but I've been gone the entire day. And so on my way home, I stopped at the dollar store, and that was the stupidest thing to do when you haven't eaten in 24 hours. I got Sour Patch Kids, Cheetos.
Good. Keep going. I'm not bummed out. I should keep going.
No, there's something else. Oh, fruit snacks.
Okay. I got sour gummy worms and Corona. What's that say about my life? That's what I bought. 6 Coronas and some gummy worms.
Yesterday I was on Natalie's channel and somebody said DG, and she said, "What does that stand for?" And I said, Dolce and Gabbana, and I.
Oh no, wrong crowd. Dollar General.
I really thought we were talking about a little bit about fashion. So I went Dolce and Gabbana. That's what I think of. And a bunch of people were like, Reese, Dollar General. And I was like, oh my God, my mind did not go to Dollar General.
Funny. Goosebumps. Don't start trouble. I love you, but don't start trouble. See what she's doing there?
What'd she do?
She's trying to cause trouble. That's what she's doing.
Oh, I'm not a huge, I would buy those for Tommy. I don't usually get those for me.
Unless by some chance there's just one left in a bag, in which case then you want 25 of them.
Then I want to murder my partner. Shelly, I did have the diet of a second grader today, and I got back in the car and I said, Huxley, don't ever go to Dollar General when you're starving. Guys, I don't buy Cheetos, and I do buy fruit snacks. I love fruit snacks. Cheetos is not something I buy. They were on super sale, so I grabbed them. That's all that happened. I swear to God. Baby steps. Love you both. Figure out how to be together soon. Thank you, baby steps. We would like to do that.
Yeah, that would work.
Kestrel, I'm glad you made it. There's Sarah Bowman, Debbie P, Sophia. Dolce & Gabbana and Dollar General are just slightly different. It's not that.
Yeah, you haven't seen our Dollar General though. You know what I mean? Like you're comparing Dolce & Gabbana to the average Dollar General. This is not the average Dollar General.
Actually, it is, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Lena and Love, thank you for becoming a member. Jam, we love you as well, and we appreciate you being a member here. Yeah, I don't see what you see. I go in there and I just see chaos. I feel like I'm at a Bed Bath & Beyond. It's like there's crap everywhere and it's overwhewing. Can you see my red bracelet? Yes, it's just a silly. There's nothing to it, Brittany. It's by that brand Heart, HART. I really like their jewelry, though, I have to say. Go on.
Everything that you just said is legit. But when I say it's a lot different than other DGs, I think what I'm alluding to is that if I go to a Dollar General around here, there is nothing in the building that has a name brand on it. Nothing. If you go into our Dollar General, you can get name brand anything you want. It's just different. That's all. So sticking with that. I will stand by that.
I think we're just going to have to agree to disagree because you frustrate my life. Yorkie Mom 65. We love you and have missed you as well. Guys,
Yes.
I'm really happy to be here and I've missed you. I think it's been like a week since we've done anything. Look, I took some time off. I had to take a bit of a mental health step back for a minute, and I'm glad I did. You know, you burn out if you don't do stuff like that. Baby steps, they both have their place. Dolce and Gabbana and Dollar General. Yes, they
Yeah,
do.
no
Yeah.
question. And if you can
Yeah.
pair the both in an outfit, then that's impressive.
Um, I'm not trying to smack talk about Bath and Beyond. Look, I love stores like that, but sometimes they get overwhelmed in places like that when it goes all the way to the ceiling, and you're like, I can't.
Okay, in Quibs's defense, this Dollar General has their business model is if there's 3 inches in that store that doesn't have some crap for sale in it, that they're somehow losing out. So it's a little frightening how they sell stuff in there. I'm not kidding. Like floor to ceiling stuff is stacked in weird
You're just
places. That's
excited
legit.
because they carry your coffee. That's
They,
the only reason you really love that place. You got excited when
I,
you saw them in K-cups. You got so excited you had to text your brother, and your brother said, "Pack a whole suitcase and bring it home." And ever
sure.
since then, it's never been the same. And you, every morning I wake up, I'm barely up, and he's like, "Oh, I'll be right back. I'm going to run up to Dollar General." And you've
To get you
supported him
some
ever
Pop
since.
Tarts. To get you some Pop
Yeah,
Tarts.
and
Pop
look,
Tarts are
I
great.
appreciate it, but I love you, Katie Fulton, and he does frustrate my life.
Yes, that's what you said. And I know this to be true.
You know, speaking of relationships and annoying each other and getting frustrated, you know, I think it's time apart that makes it tough for us. I think the further we go, the harder it becomes. Um, and I think that's because you can't bone down to release that energy for one. You can't take a good pounding. But I think also, I think that relationships, and I'm being serious here, I think that the missing piece, if you will, the piece that's missing, if you will. I think that we need compromise. You look so much more like your brother today, and I don't know why that is.
Probably because I mean, there's a lot less of this here. I didn't know if you noticed that, but
Th-
go
I
ahead and finish your
noticed.
thought.
Yeah,
Go
I
ahead.
definitely noticed, and it could be because he and I were texting earlier. I don't know, but you really look like your brother today. I feel as though a compromise and a good pounding are the two things that hold together relationships. Do you have any comment on this? Please.
Um, I can completely understand why you would say that, right? But this is one of those things in science where sometimes the final result of the experiment may get you the answer you're looking for, but doesn't necessarily. So what I'm saying is both of those things probably do make a huge difference, but I don't think that that's what the problem is. Here's what I think the problem is. I think that there are people on this planet who get together, and the only way they can stay couples is that they spend a crap load of time apart. Dude plays golf for 5 hours every other day, or she
Are you
goes to
talking about a
something.
gesture party?
Any of those would do fine. Yeah, any of those would do fine. But where you have to disappear from your wife 8-9 times a month in order to stay sane, and I don't think that's you and me. I think that we do a whole lot better when we're in the room together. In all honesty, I think that that's kind of how that works.
Mhm.
Oh,
I also agree that Jake's out of town gig needs to end soon. Yeah. I think I need it. I think I need a pounding. April, when is Tommy coming back? Hopefully in a little less than a week. If we can
I'd
get
say
him
that's
here.
very realistic. That's very realistic.
Good. Because I may not make it out of the airport, Jake.
Yeah, no, I hear you. There's well, starting to feel a little anxious.
I might just wear a t-shirt to pick you up.
Where's an average everyday guy like myself? Don't threaten me with a good time, Quibs. Did you think I was going to go? No, don't do that.
We might go over to that cell lot.
There you go. Well,
and get romantic.
I guarantee you that cell lot has been used for that before. I think a lot of people probably have done the in the cell phone lot. I think that's probably
might be going over that cell phone lot.
Joel Sachs,
That's
good to see
what
you, brother.
It's there for. I love Joel Sachs.
I do too.
Yeah, that cell phone lot's gonna take a pounding in and of itself.
Like we're getting something out of the trunk.
I got something in the trunk for you. So what other things do you know? What would you
Again,
like to discuss tonight? We haven't even talked about it because I've been gone all day. You've been doing whatever you're doing. And we haven't really met in the middle. And there's so many things. There's so much on the agenda this week, is there not?
boy, there really is. Yeah, there
Look at
really
Shelly
is.
Kelly. I love it. I love it. Love it. I know her.
You
And I
know
can see
what?
her doing that.
Yep, I love that. I absolutely
Yeah.
love that. That's awesome. That is awesome.
I wouldn't be able to do that because I don't have that kind of body confidence. But, Tommy seems to like it. So maybe I
Yeah,
will
there you go.
sometime.
You don't have to be confident with anybody but me. You know something? Do you remember a time when you could meet somebody at the gate at an airport because you could go through security without a ticket?
Not
Right? That
really. I
was
was born in 84.
yeah, you're right. So it was in your lifetime, but you were really, really young. Well, they're doing it
I saw it
again.
in movies.
Well, they're doing it again. They
Hey,
do not
Mayor.
ask you for a ticket to get through security. At least not in the last 2 airports I went through.
I love to hear that.
Yeah.
That's a good question from Indigo Twin. What little quirk do you miss the most about each other?
I don't even know if I could think of a particular quirk.
Tell you what I don't miss is that damn garlic hummus.
Well, I've been pounding a lot of garlic hummus while I've been gone.
Speaking of pounding. Oh, what?
It's probably going to take a couple of weeks just to get that out of the system, if you know what I'm saying.
Great.
No, what do I miss the most? Honestly, really stupid things that you would find really, really silly. That probably wouldn't even make any sense to you. Quibble's got a way of screaming things like, I need eye drops. It's not
I
where you
don't
thought I was going with that, do you?
scream that.
It's a Quibbs needs help routinely, and there's just something really nice about hearing it. I'll be honest, for about the first 8 days that I was here, I would wake up and I would stand up to go, to the bathroom or do whatever I was doing, and there would be this like 20 seconds of disconnect where I'm like, where in hell am I? It was actually pretty odd. Hey kid. I love kids.
Do you mean that about because I really do. Guys, no one knows this on YouTube. I have something called lag ophthalmos. And I got some lag ophthalmos for you right here.
Yeah,
no joke. It's like air. I can't be without eye drops because my eyelids don't fully close ever. So at night, and I can't sleep without a fan on, and that's a bad combo. So at night, they dry out and my corneas dry out. And when I open my eyes real fast, I tear my corneas and it hurts so bad. That's why I have contacts in today. I tore my cornea so bad it hurt to just not have, it's called like a bandage. Anyway, that's serious biz. And so I have like 16 bottles of eye drops all over the bed,
strategically
and all underneath my pillowcase. I have them in my pillowcase because if I had an emergent, like I've had a bad dream where I go and I tear my corneas and it hurts and I can't see and I can't open my eyes. So you got to have, it's like the Tin Man on Dorothy. I have to have.
And as silly as that sounds, I absolutely love that. I really do.
And I have tried everything. There's surgery for it, which I've been recommended to have where they put weights in your eyelids. But like I worked for ophthalmologist. So he got me these goggles I used to sleep in that would create a moisture chamber, but I'd push them off. And then I had to sleep with my eyelids taped shut. But that was terrifying because I did that once when I had my own apartment and the guy broke in to rob me. And he was like, never mind, forget it. I don't want to do this because my eyelids were taped shut. And he was like, this is terrifying, lady.
Exactly. What the hell's going on here?
Yeah.
I'll lock up. Don't trip. I got this.
Don't get up.
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah, Shelly, eye tape. I've had to do eye tape. There's a lot of things I've tried, but not a lot works.
Well, I'll be honest, as silly and stupid as that sounds, once or twice a night, and she doesn't scream it, but once or twice a night, you'll get the help.
I do.
And it was,
I'll go because I'm in Braille. I literally am like, Tommy, I need my eye drops. What do? I start flailing and feeling all over the bed.
You got to admit, I'm pretty good about it. I'm excellent.
Yeah.
Your eyes would not be torn if I was there.
Thank you. Sometimes it just happens, but it hurts. It hurts really bad. It's very, very painful.
It hurts real bad. Oh, this hurt real bad. Sorry, classic. It's such a good reference. Shit, who you are. It's just a great.
We should
reference.
watch that with Huxley, Napoleon
I think that
Dynamite.
would be a great. I think that would be a great idea.
Yeah.
Boobs autocorrect apparently likes books more. I prefer boobs, but that's me.
You are a boob man, which is too bad.
I also like books.
Which is
I never
better.
said
I
I was
have
a
some of
boob
those.
man.
I don't.
I never said I was a boob man. See, you said I was a boob man. It's
Really?
not something that it's not something that ever came out of my mind. I mean, my mouth.
But I've heard you I've heard you talk like your past before, and you're like, yeah, she had great boobs. I played with them. I don't
Yeah, 'cause
recall
I
many
would say
times
she
you
had
played with my
fake
boobs.
boobs.
I know, but
Yes,
I've
I
heard
have.
you
Yes,
talk
I have.
about.
Do
Not
you
really.
really want to do this? Because I will do this. Do you really want to do this? Do you know why I don't play with your boobs?
Why?
Because
'Cause I have
Quibs is not
pepperoni nips?
because no, you have lovely nips. Because Quibs doesn't put up with it. I mean, you can, the
What?
average. You're the foreplay machine, Quibs. Let's be really honest. Yeah, there you go. See that look?
No,
Now she
go
knows
on.
she's.
I'm gonna be.
No, I quit. I don't want to do this anymore.
No,
I don't want to do
I
this anymore.
love
Settle,
having this
settle, settle.
talk. Please, especially when it's
Um,
actually about us. Please, the audience wants to know as well. What?
to
What
be
do you
fair,
mean?
boobs are awesome. That's right.
What do you mean? What does that mean?
I mean, you know exactly what you'd like, and you like to get to that rather quickly. How's that?
That's not nice.
Reese,
What
you're
do you
blushing.
mean?
It sounds what?
What do
It's
you
not
mean
mean
by
at all. You just happen to know what you like, right? So
what
if
does
I were to
that
go,
mean?
hey, if I were to go, hey, I think I'll play with these, you go, it's great. All right, let's do this.
Oh,
Quibs,
please.
you be
You've
honest.
never tried.
Of course I have.
You don't
Of
ever play
course
with
I
my
have.
boobs. You never play
We
with
even had a conversation about this recently where you said, "Oh yeah, maybe you're right." We were talking about certain things, and I said, "You don't really give a person."
What
And
would you
went,
be doing
"Yeah,
anyway with them? Tell me. What would you be
playing
doing
with them,
anyway?
playing with
How
them."
do you play with them? How do you play with boobs?
Usually, you
I've
put them in
always
your mouth.
wondered that.
Yeah, you put them in your mouth. You
Oh.
mash them in your hand. You put them in your mouth.
What
It's
if
pretty
they're really
basic stuff.
small like mine?
Yours aren't really small. I've been through this. You know the old expression, more than a handful is a waste? If I grab your boob, it takes an entire handful. And if you don't believe me, you can actually catch me doing it on the beginning of the.
With your hands? Because a regular
Yeah.
guy's hand definitely is a handful, but you have like 3 hands of one hand.
No, I did this. I showed you this on multiple occasions. Once, a couple of times from behind you, and a couple of times from. No, it absolutely fills up my entire hand.
Well, prove it then. Next time, do something about it. Quit just jumping right to it.
You're so freaking funny. You are so funny. Yeah. Again, you really want me to go there? Her voice drops an octave. That's what happens. Right? Starts going into that voice. Here's what I want. It's one of those. Come on, head spins around backwards. There's a little bit of green vomit. Kind of looks like something from The Exorcist. No, I'm kidding. But you know what you like. That's a great line. You know what, though? What a nightmare. Have you ever done
Thanks.
that?
What? No, I didn't have parents. Thanks, Reese,
No,
reminding me how much I love puff sleeve. P. Taylor, I love that so much. And look on Amazon. They have puff sleeves. I'm missing out. I don't buy clothes on Amazon. I don't really buy clothes at all anymore. But they do have them on Amazon. Thank you for your super chat. Jen Nelson. Thank you, Jen. And thank you for being a member, babe. Yeah, I love a puff sleeve. You guys know I love a puff sleeve, and it's never going to go away for me. So let that go. Joanne Palmer. Finally caught Colts and Crim's live. Serious or funny, you guys are awesome. My ex-hubby used to say more than a mouthful's of waste when I started getting self-conscious about the size of the girls. I love that. The only thing is, okay, fine. Tommy has a normal sized mouth, but he does not have normal sized paws. So to say more than, like, most guys are like more than a handful. Okay, well, what hand are we talking about? Because Tommy, hold it up. Whoa, it's so, I miss that. So.
I can almost not get it on the entire screen there.
I miss that.
But yeah, more than a handful is a waste. I've always agreed with that, but I think that it should be my hand.
Guys, I got to be honest. I miss those paws, and I'm just waiting for somebody to post something evil about Reese is so gross. She just talks about Tommy's hands on her, and yes, she does, and for good reason. Did you see those things? What were we talking about?
Where were you talking about my hands?
They're hot. It's good. It's good.
I'm glad that you.
Joel loves all sizes, by the way. None are too small. That's not TMI.
I agree
There's
with you.
TMI.
I agree with you 100%.
Not on
I
this
agree with you
channel, Joel.
100%.
Really?
Oh Lord,
Because I feel like you
TMI. Do we do that?
we don't do that here.
I don't know that.
I feel like you love huge boobs.
You'd be wrong. I mean, I do love huge boobs, but I love small boobs too. All boobs are fantastic. They really are. All boobs are fun. They really are.
Well, I'm going to need you to prove it to me.
Have you and I not had a lot of? See, here's the thing. My memory, as bad as it is, and it's failing. We've had great laughs with your rack, have we not? You're funny as hell. We were taking a shower. You don't remember this? Give me your hands. Put them over my ears. You don't remember this? All right. Next time I'll do it. Sorry.
Are you being serious? Because I've never once showered with you because I've never gotten naked.
Oh my God. You are so funny.
I have never gotten in the shower with you, Tommy Scoville. Now you have a girlfriend there, don't you? Where is she? Is she in the house? Tell her to come out. Tell her to come on the channel. There's a girl there. You're texting her right now. You're texting her right now.
You're right. Busted. I just texted her. Check your phone, genius. I just texted her.
You know, just when I think my boyfriend misses me, some girl pops out like a freaking magic show ready to double team my boyfriend.
Like some
There's
magic
more than
show.
one woman there, isn't there? You have two.
Yeah, check your phone, Quibs.
You liar.
Well, I want to die. Check your phone. Oh, yeah.
Actually, I'm texting my mom back because she said, "Did you eat dinner?" And I said, "I made a grilled cheese." Did you send the link?
Carrie's correct. All boobs are amazing.
I never showered.
Mommy slapped that meat on her forehead already. Yep. Makes you think I haven't.
I have never felt comfortable to stand in front of you naked. It's never happened. So what are you talking about?
Did you check the text?
macOS contains a built-in screen reader called VoiceOver.
Excuse me?
I don't know.
I don't.
Yeah.
I'm being serious, man. This is uncomfortable. We're live. You better remember your thoughts.
No, it happened. You and I got in the shower together. Sorry, it's a fact. It's amazing too that you don't remember it. But yeah, I'd throw hands if it were the case my ex didn't have cheating. Oh yeah, no, I'm not a cheater.
You're not.
Maybe. No, we absolutely were in the shower. In fact, I did this thing where if you're a guy, okay, we'll just do this. I said, give me your hands, put them over my ears. And then I grabbed your nipples and started working you in like it was a Radio Tokyo. And you laughed for about 15 minutes. And it was you. I promise you, because I haven't been with anybody in a decade and a half. So I assure you it was you. There is nobody else to think about.
Then one of us has memory issues and it's not you, because I don't remember that.
Well, it's you, and that sucks. It's all right though. We'll do it again.
Yeah,
You'll laugh just as hard the next time.
Was this gummy night? Because I did do some things.
Do you know what? I cannot rule that out.
I did some.
I can't rule that out.
Guys, I did some stuff on a gummy.
I would have to check the journal, but that very well could be the case. And in which case I do apologize. But
do you remember that? I remember that. Remember?
Yes.
Remember the gummy? You know, we should try that again. I really didn't think I had inhibitions, but now that I remember gummy night,
I'm all for a second gummy night. I thought you were funny as hell. We had a really good time, and I only got about 25 emails from people that hated me, and I got hundreds from people that thought it was funny. So I'm all about another one. About another one. We'll back off maybe a little bit this time.
I feel like I
should be texting you. Do you remember everything else from that night?
Gummy night?
Yeah.
Gummy night was intense. Remember, I couldn't feel my insides. All of a sudden, I thought I was a ghost. And then all of a sudden, you were in my insides.
I have no idea what you're talking about, but that doesn't sound like something I would do.
Yeah, no, that's definitely what I was thinking.
Oh, you gotta love quibs. You really do. You gotta love quibs.
And again, to be able to take that is a big deal because Tommy's got large paws.
I'm surprised you didn't know that.
Yeah, Kim is blue. Remember I said I couldn't feel my ovaries? I had ghost furries. That was a
Ghost
fun night.
furries.
I just remember I couldn't open my eyeballs, but Tommy was on the floor rolling around laughing. It was so funny. I remember you were on the floor.
Please shut the blinds or the curtains. Or what
So
we say,
I
the
said
curtains.
close the shades or
Close the curtains. I'm like, we don't have any curtains. There are no curtains in this room.
I
Close them.
remember I was throwing gang signs.
She was throwing gang signs. That's exactly what that
I
was.
remember we didn't, I couldn't open my eyes and I was
Peace
like,
lady.
Tommy, close the curtains. Huh?
The peace lady. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I couldn't pee. Remember I couldn't pee? I sat, I don't know how long.
That. I sat in the bathroom with her trying to help her.
We were in a casino. There was no concept of time. I have no idea how long I sat on that toilet, but it was a long
It would give you
time.
45 minutes. I mean, your legs were falling asleep. So you were there a very long time.
I was there
And
a long time.
about every 9 minutes, you would declare like you had just gotten there. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to pee.
Oh,
I got that. I got that.
Yeah, but I remember that was when I lost. Oh yeah. Tommy all of a sudden because remember I had my eyes shut the whole time and I was like,
yes.
Mark Wahlberg from Fear is in the room. All of a sudden you sounded, I think it's because when you get punchy, your accent dips in big time. And all of a sudden I was like, remember I had no eyes? I had no eyeballs. I couldn't feel my face and I couldn't use my eyes. And I was like, all of a sudden, Mark Wahlberg's in the room from the movie Fear, specifically from the movie Fear. And it was the weirdest thing.
Recently, though, you flashed back to that. And apparently, Quibs has got it narrowed down to when I'm really punchy, like when I've been awake far too long.
The other night, you and I were on the phone at like 2 a.m. or something. And all of a sudden, and I said it. I said, oh my God, you sound like Mark Wahlberg all of a sudden. Yeah, it is a recurring theme for sure. But I couldn't feel my insides. Remember, I couldn't feel my spleen. And then all of a sudden I was like, my ovaries are ghosts. That was a fun time. That was different for me. It was different.
You're damn right it was. I've known you. That was very different with you.
That was odd, but I just remember all of a sudden you just burst into laughter. But at first you were super cool. Remember, you were my pot guide, my gummy guide. You were like, everything's fine. And I was like, Tommy, why do you keep leaving? And you kept grabbing my hand and you were like, I'm right here. I was like, I can't see you. I was like, where are you? And you were like, I'm right here.
It started what it started with is this stuff doesn't do anything. And I go, no. And you go, no, doesn't do anything. I was
like, these edibles ain't shit.
Yeah, they do nothing. And then
suddenly I was like, I can't feel my face when I'm
No, there was an in between. You went where you were like, I don't think. I was like, you all right, Quibs? I might be. I was like, oh boy, here we go. I think I might be feeling this. It went from that to I don't have a spleen in about 2 minutes.
I was like, shut the curtains. My eyeballs are missing. I could not find my eyes. Remember? I think at one point I was like, help me find my body. I don't know where.
Dee Dee says, I've never felt my spleen. Well, apparently Reese couldn't either. That was the cause of her panic. She could not feel her spleen. Yeah. Now, by way of full disclosure, I may have slightly miscalculated the weight to cannabis ratio.
That was a 30 milligram gummy, brother. And look at his face. That's my favorite Tommy face.
I took a little off of it, so it wasn't fully.
You know what's crazy too? Bo Beats. I love you, Bo Beats. You know what's crazy too is I remember I popped that thing and I remember I went and got snacks. Remember, because I was like, if I do get high,
just in case. Yeah, just in case.
Yeah, I went. You were like, you've got like 45 minutes. Because remember, I was like, I got to go load the dishwasher, and you were like, hurry. Yeah, and I came downstairs with like popcorn and hot tamales and weird stuff.
Yeah, she had a very serious stash for just in case. She was in very good shape.
And you were watching Family Guy on your computer, and I was like sitting there watching it, just stuffing my face. What were we eating? I think I ate a bunch of almonds.
Yeah, almonds were there too.
Yeah, no gummy bears. We had gummy bears because wasn't there a gross flavor?
Absolutely, honestly, that first look where you looked at me, kind of like the golden retriever look. where your head started to move. I think I might be. I was like, oh shit. I like you better
But
wish
I
he
remember
wasn't feeling it.
right before that, I was like, this is stupid, Tommy. I'm not feeling anything. I was like, if anything, I just feel tired.
Yeah, this is
And then I
stupid.
remember doing this. I was like, I don't have a face. It's gone. I couldn't feel my face. It was so weird. And then I had no eyeballs. Yeah, it was a 30 milligram. That was, babe,
Yeah, it was.
for having a channel on this stuff,
Yeah, I mean,
for being my drug guide. But it was hilarious, guys, because Tommy was really good. You were, I have to be honest. If somebody were really
having a bad
having a
time.
pot emergency like I was, Tommy's your guy.
I am definitely the guy to call. I did keep you laughing
Because I
through the
remember
entire thing.
saying, I was like, shut the blinds, shut the curtains, close the shades. And you were like, okay, I did it.
I mean, there's no point in arguing with someone who wants non-existent things closed. That's when you go, got him, knock that out. Anything else I can do for you? Well, I'm knocking out the curtains,
Remember
blinds,
when I
and
was like,
drapes.
I have to pee? And I said, how am I going to get to the bathroom? I don't have any legs. I was like,
Yeah,
and I
I'm like, I
remember
got
trying to
you.
walk with my eyes closed and you were holding on to me and I sat down and peed and well, I couldn't
Oh
pee.
no. If somebody just heard this, they would think you sat down and peed. You sat down.
Yeah, I wouldn't pee. It wouldn't come out. I love you too, Diane. God, thank you for your super chat.
And then you
No,
peed.
he didn't give me half goosebump. He gave me I remember I ate like
I bit about half of it off. I really
I ate
did.
like no, you didn't. I was to say I ate about 80% of it and I gave you
I think that may be a stretch, but either way, whatever the amount was, I think it was probably about 2 milligrams more than what she needed. Whatever that amount is, we shot right past it. I promise you.
it was a lot. It
It
was
was
too much. And I
yeah.
remember
If
I
we were to
remember
do it again, we probably wouldn't do it that way.
the last thing I remember was Family Guy and looking at Tommy going, it
No,
might
the
be
funniest
working.
was that I don't think this stuff. No, I think it might be. I was like, "You're okay. You're okay." No, this is starting. I'm like, "You're all right. You're all right." I can't feel my eyes. I have no spleen. Why are the blinds open? Shut the drapes. It was on and cracking. 0 to 60 in about 6 seconds.
Babe, you were really good at it.
I was good. It was fun. I really
You're
did
good
have a
at
good
that
time.
and one other thing.
Really? You're
Oh,
talking
you're
about
good at
packing
that.
boxes?
Packing my box.
Uh,
You get it. Yeah, you get it.
yeah.
It is not legal in Tennessee, sadly.
Yes, it is not. Yes, it is
It
not.
is not.
So if I go to Tennessee, I just have to do without or figure something else out.
Yeah. I mean, we don't have any
Uh,
now. You should take this comedy show on the road, Jen. Where do you want us to
you
go,
know,
girl?
you know something. Here's the thing. As funny as it is to hear about it, if I had filmed it, forget about it. I'm
Oh, remember
telling
I
you,
kept saying, let's go live. I was like, let's go
uh,
live. I don't need my eyeballs. I remember saying, I was like,
literally,
I don't need my eyes. I don't have to read the chat. We can just go live. Tommy was like,
literally the
no
first thing she
effing
said.
way.
As soon as she realized that she was way too toasted, she was like, "Man, let's go live." I'm like, "Hell no!" I'm like, "No, that's what we're
Babe, that
not
would have been
doing."
fun. I still stand by that. I think that would have been really fun.
Oh yeah,
Don't you
no, it
think
would
that
have
would
been
have been
fun for the
fun?
audience. I think we would
The
have got
only
shut
problem,
down.
the only issue was I took way too much because the next day I remember not being able to pack. I still felt really high until the following night. It took like 24 hours to get out of my system. I remember I felt
Yes,
really foggy and like lightheaded.
yeah.
Ellie J, I love you, girl. Um, could we do that and go live, or would we get in trouble for that?
Here's the thing. What we would have to do, as long as you don't ingest the stuff on the air, you can get away with just about anything. Like you can go on looped. That's not that big a deal.
Yeah, that's true. I've seen
But
people
don't
loop.
ingest. Like you couldn't eat it in on the air. That would be a really bad thing.
So would you obviously eat it before you went on the air, and then would you say you did it, or would you just get on the air and be like, something's not right? We have a
Oh
carbon
no,
monoxide leak.
I would go on the air and go like this. Remember that time when she couldn't find her eyes and the drapes were
When she
like,
had ghost varies.
here she is. Here she is, my partner and bestest friend on the planet, and surfer of all things cannabis. Quibs.
Okay. I think we
we
should
could
do
do
it.
Yeah, but not unless I'm in the same room.
Why?
What? You would
What-
want to do this when I'm not in the same room as you? No, I need to be there
No, you're right. You need to be here to help me walk to the bathroom.
and talk you through the whole process of peeing because apparently you need help.
You had to show me how my urethra worked again.
It took
I'm
45
behind
minutes.
shut up. I'm behind in my
did.
Netflix. So what?
Settle
My
down, Busey.
ovaries were high. I'm
Yes,
behind in my Netflix because you're so funny. I love you, Jeannie Hansen.
I love
Thank you
that.
for saying that, babe. I do need Tommy. Yeah, I do. I do. I miss him. I miss him a lot. You know,
Yeah.
I'm glad that I at least have Huxley here because I don't like doing trash and stuff.
Well,
And I
this
can't
is.
lift anything. That's cute.
I have a cat in a basket.
hmm
That's pretty much all I got.
I have 2 cats.
I really miss you, Quib. I'm not joking. This has been an exercise.
Really?
Yeah, it has. It's been a bummer.
You
I'm not
feeling
gonna
some
lie to
kind
you.
of way? Feeling a little
Yeah.
sad?
I am absolutely I am absolutely feeling sad. It's this is harder than I thought it was going to be, and we talked about it before I left. I thought it was going to suck. It's way worse. It really is. It's way worse than I thought it was going to be, and that's a bummer, but it's the truth.
I think I mean, you left for 3 weeks, which again, I'm being serious, feels like months to me for some reason.
This has been 3 weeks.
Mhm. Maybe
Yeah,
we'll get more used to it this way, or maybe we'll have to cut it to 2 weeks at a time. LEJ, thank you for the hot sauce packets. Huh?
I love that. We're going to have to figure something out. Do we have a date night planned? No, it is something.
No, we don't, but we should actually, Big Z. I was thinking that when Tommy's here, we should go out for like a nice date because we don't do that, and I think it would be nice to just go out to a dinner or something.
We have done that though. We've gone out to a couple of great ones, just you and me.
Yep, twice. We've done it twice. I would like to make.
We've done it twice in Bug Tussle. We did it in Kansas City too.
That's true. We went to my favorite Mexican place before I left, but I didn't consider that a date because I wasn't even looking at you. I was just inhaling chips and crying that I was going to miss
I
that.
was referring to the
salsa.
2 times we went to the Italian place where the owner came out and said hello to us.
That was fun. Sitting
Wasn't
out
it?
on that patio. Yeah,
Wasn't that a really, really good time?
that was a fun time.
See, I remember all these things, which is amazing because my brain's shutting down. It says a lot about you, Quibs.
I don't
It
think
really
your brain
does.
is. I don't see it.
Well, I'm glad.
Planning it around my period. Yeah, don't worry, my
It's
period's
funny
ending
that you
today.
say that. It's funny you say that.
What?
Oddly enough, we may have discussed that.
Oh, well, I go to Arizona. I would go to Arizona in a heartbeat, guys. It's just a financial thing. I can't. Airplane tickets are so expensive.
Especially the ones on 1 day's notice, because I was trying to talk her into flying here tomorrow.
That's
And
tough.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I'll definitely go to Arizona. I liked going to Arizona, and we will plan for me to go there every once in a while. It's just not something that we can regularly go back and forth, and we would if we could afford to. Barbie, thank you for being here. Yeah, his brain is doing really well, Goosebump.
Why, thank you.
So, should we talk about like one last time, guys? You know about the cruise?
Yes. Yeah, I think we probably should.
Do you guys have any questions about that? I've so many people.
TJ Negro, good to see you. Sorry.
I don't know about you, Tommy, but a lot of people have reached out. And I just want to say thank you. Well, just to give their advice or their thoughts, their 2 cents. And I really appreciate that. Thank you, Joel. I keep going back and forth on this because my biggest thing here is I don't want to let people down. It's really bumming people out. But the more I think about it, the more I would not be able to live with myself if something actually happened. And it's just a cruise. We can always do it again.
Quibs, that was
I
my
think
door.
so, yeah.
I'll be right back. This is
Door?
yeah, that was my door. Hold on.
Well, that's terrifying. Go on the cruise. Don't be intimidated, Snake. You make a good point, Ken. I don't know, guys. I keep going back and forth about this. I'm like, maybe we should just go. But Mary Gonzalez, my God. Thank you so much. Kim is blue. You're not a cruise fan. That is hard, Rachel Sandy. That is really hard. Um, I think no on the cruise. Stay home. I think no because of what a lot of you have said, and I said this too. Yeah, too much at stake, but we wouldn't enjoy it. At least I think Tommy would be fine. Tommy is not fearful of this anyway. I wouldn't enjoy it. I would want to stay in my room. I would feel nervous. I would feel like I was looking over my shoulder at all times.
You want another cat?
No.
I'm sorry. My neighbor was coming by to ask me if this was my cat. She found a cat, and it's not my cat. And I was trying to talk her into keeping the cat because it's so hot out. It's just, but I can't take another cat. My God.
I was gonna say, babe, we're not
Can you
taking
imagine?
another cat. Already took this
Then
damn jerk
then
back
there'd
here.
be 3, 4 of them, 4 cats, 2 dogs. Good God.
No. And he eats a lot. Moose eats a lot.
So back to the cruise. You know, last night I did a lifeboat, and we talked about it on the lifeboat, and there were a lot of really great. There were a lot of really great comments. And towards the end, I said, you know what? There's a part of me that just wants to grab quibs and disappear and not tell anyone where I'm going. And the number of people who have emailed me to say, that's exactly what you ought to do. Don't tell a soul where you're going and just grab her and go somewhere. And honestly, it was astounding to me, the number of people that said, you should do just that. And I might. I think that's probably, I think I'd rather do that.
That kind of sounds like fun, honestly.
Yeah.
And
the people who use common sense, I'm sorry, but the people who use common sense and apply it to things like this, where you go, there's no chance you could ever get caught. They search your bags before you get on. You realize this, right? Okay. If you pay the guy that's searching bags $300, you'd be really shocked at how bad you could screw up somebody's life. It doesn't take much. It really doesn't. And I started getting super paranoid. I really did. It started very much getting in my head. I'm not afraid of confrontation at all. I can hold my own. But if somebody's setting me up behind the scene, there's not a damn thing I can do about that. And it's super frustrating.
And Tommy, I have said this. I'm scared of that on U.S. soil. I'm always afraid that that's going to happen to us here. I'm still always afraid of that.
I talked about that last night. And I said to the people last night, if you've been following us a long time, there have been some occasions where you have really tried to push me away. And I think that's part of it every time. I really do. I think that you're very concerned about me. Inside the US, we do have a bunch of rights. Like, they can't come into the house without, all kinds of probable cause, and they're never going to have probable cause. And if you come into my house, you're not going to find anything. Like, I do everything right, but in other countries, man, all bets are off, right? All bets are off.
Yeah. Sassy Savage. We just got some threats that something would happen to us when we're on the cruise. Like, somebody would either start a fight with Tommy to get him arrested. Basically, like, they're going to try to separate us and get him arrested, or get us both arrested by planting drugs on us or something like that. And we would be in another country and be helpless. And that would suck. Ellie J, maybe if you can transfer your cruise to a different undisclosed to the public one for just you and Tommy, that would be amazing. That's not a bad idea. Lacey Silver, we just want both of you to be safe and sound. Thank you, Lacey. I absolutely agree with that. Sorry you guys are having this happen. You're good people, and it breaks my heart. Indigo Twin, I'm really bummed about it, and I appreciate your guys' super chats. Thank you. I just feel like we're letting others down, and I hate that.
That's the only part. That's the only part. It really is. It's the only part. I'll be honest. I don't want this to come out the wrong way, but I'd rather be alone with you than to be anywhere else anyway. I really would. This maybe 20 years from now, it won't be that way, but right now, I'd rather just be alone. And I love the idea of meeting people that, from the community. I really do. Every time we've done it, it's been such a buzz, hasn't it? I think we've done it 3 times together. It's so much fun.
It's so much fun.
But to telegraph where you're going to be is a bad idea.
It is. Don't go to please others. This is your life. Most of us will always be here and continue to support and love you. Thank you, Riley's Human. And I know most people understand, and the ones that don't, I have a hard time understanding that you don't understand. You know, it's like I have a 14-year-old. He has Spanx. Like we can't just. It's just not worth it. I don't know. Can you guys get your money back, or are you losing? Big Z, we will be losing our deposits.
Yeah.
So
Not the
that's a
end of the
bummer
world.
too. Well, it sucks, but I mean, yeah,
It does suck.
not the point.
And if we had that
Um,
money right now, I could put you on a plane to come here. I really could.
yeah.
It's a bit of a bummer.
Yeah, my question is, how would others feel if something did happen? I'm sure your friends would rather you feel well. And I said that yesterday because a couple people yesterday were like, go anyway, who cares? And I was like, well, are you going to come trade places? Because to be honest, if something does happen and Tommy and I are in a jail cell in another country, the fact of the matter is you guys will be powerless. Everybody's going to go home. Everybody's going to go, crap, did you hear? But
Do you
nobody's
know
going
the
to be able to
saddest
do
part?
anything about it.
Do you know the saddest part? And this didn't get brought up yesterday, and it didn't get brought up because I wasn't there. And it's not something that you would think of. But the way it would go down, no lie, is that once I got hemmed up within a week, half of the people who watched me would go, you know what? I kind of thought he was getting high. And that's the nature of addiction in general. It's got nothing to do with the
That's
fact that I'm a
sick. I
convict.
hate that.
That's just the nature of addiction. People do that all the time. Throw in the fact that I've been to prison, and there'd be a whole lot of people that were going, yeah, I kind of think he really was doing that. And it's a bummer, but and I brought it on myself. I'm like, I'm not wringing my hands about it, but I got to be realistic about it too. You know?
It's just not. I would have an absolute meltdown, and either with me having to be powerless, and you're in a jail cell in Curacao, or we're both in jail cells in Curacao, and there's nothing we can do. Meanwhile, Huxley's at home waiting on me I just can't even imagine it. Honestly, I can't. It's like the worst thing I can think of. Your safety is critical, and there is so much unknown. Love you guys. Thank you, Tony Suter. And it's like I say, I worry about this all the time on American soil. I worry about it all the time with Tommy. I worry somebody's going to try to get to him get to me by getting to him. And I worry that somebody's going to put something on him, plant something on him, or do something to him. I worry about this all the time.
Be
So
honest though,
to
I
be in
did pretty
another
well
country,
I did pretty well in we got through 2 months that if you were a hothead, I promise you couldn't get through. But that said, it may not be a matter of just me keeping my head. That may not be good enough. And that's because I know I can keep my head. I kept it around Shitwagon. I can keep it around anybody, but that may not be good enough. Right. It may be because that's frustrating. It's a scary concept that you can get popped for something you didn't do, but it happens every day.
yeah, and thank you, Lydia Krause. Me too. I'm bummed. And getting popped for something you didn't do in another country is the scariest thought for me. I just can't imagine. I don't know what your rights would be, and you probably wouldn't have any. And you could be there for and not only who knows how long you'd be there, how would you be treated? I just can't. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Nurse Quibble would never allow it.
What's that now?
I said Nurse Quibble would never allow it.
What do you know about Nurse Quibble?
Nurse Quibble is Nurse Quibble takes care of me. I miss Nurse Quibble. She's a very caring individual. She really is, people. You have no idea. It's beautiful. Quib took really good care of me every time I needed her to. So
I like to grab your bald head and rub it on my boobs.
Well, there's that too. The best nursing of any kind always has to do with rubbing boobs on a bald head, I promise.
Yeah. Every time.
100% of the time.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Liz Tricks, it's hard because the hard part for me is I care about everybody going on the cruise, but there are actual people going on this cruise from other countries. There's people coming from Australia and Sweden, and that makes me really feel sad about it. Now, some people pointed out, though, Tommy, that a lot of people booked this cruise before you and I were even booked.
Absolutely.
So,
we were a late edition.
Yeah. And I also don't want to make it look like this is our cruise and people are only going because of us. That's not true at all. We're nobody's. No one cares. And I get that. is the SPTV cruise. But I mean, I'm not trying to make myself seem bigger than I am. I realized people were going to go before we were going, but I think it was just more the idea of the connection. We were going to be there. We got to meet everybody else, and
Yeah.
just makes
No,
me
I
a
agree
little
with
sad.
you. It is sad. And it's, but here's the other thing, people. In a perfect world, right? In a perfect world, you got 35 people on the boat that go, I got your back, don't even trip, right? We surround you, we walk around with you, got nothing to worry about. But the truth is, there are people going on this cruise that don't dig us either. And that's
Yeah, I was going to
nature,
say,
the nature of the beast. But we do have people on that cruise that are not fond of us. And
the people going on the cruise are not making the threats dastardly,
no,
but
they're not.
there are a few people, well, some of them canceled, honestly, but there are a couple people who, one of them in particular, who absolutely can't stand us and has been causing a lot of trouble kind of in the realm, and kind of trying to take Tommy and I down. And I think I've gotten many emails saying, hey, just so you know, this person is saying this person is doing this. It reflects on them. It looks terrible what they're doing. So if you run into it, you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about and go, oh, this is what they were talking about. You're kind of a hollow human being. Galen, there are so many cool places in the USA. Absolutely. And I'm all for that. And maybe we will do that.
I intend, and it's probably going to, I'm not going to make any friends with this, but I promise you I'll get video and I'll take pictures and everything else. But I'm still going to deliver on that prom. You know, you said you never had one. We're going to have one. It may not have as many people at it, but I promise you I'm going to deliver on that prom. That's one thing that you don't have to give up because we lost the cruise. I promise I can deliver.
Really? Because that's one of the worst parts for me. I really wanted to have a prom.
There's no reason that we can't do that. There's no reason at all we can't do that. I promise that I can deliver on. The rest of it would be tough, but that I can make happen. I've been to a few of them. I know how they go. I promise I can make this happen.
Really cute.
Yeah.
You're really adorable. I'd like to get a hold of you.
No, I'm planning on letting that happen.
Baby steps. The world is crazy. It is good to be safe. Yes. And I feel safer being in America. West Coast Fancy Nancy, Tommy and Reese, I adore you both. We love you, West Coast Fancy Nancy. Tommy is an absolute sweetheart, Sarah Bowman.
Well,
yes, he
you,
is.
Sarah.
Yeah, my mom actually said that we should go to the Smokies. It's not far from here.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
And we can pull it off there too.
Yeah, the prom. I was really excited about that prom.
I promise you. Look, like I said, I went to several of them, and you spend about 25 minutes on a dance floor with a lot of people around.
What do you mean you went to several? Don't you just have one?
No, there's a junior prom, there's a senior prom, and most people go to the junior prom when they're freshmen and sophomores and juniors, right? It's kind of a thing. So I've been to a bunch of them.
I know that.
Yeah, I've been to a bunch of them. And the vast majority of a prom is you and your date alone. You take her out to dinner, right? You go someplace and you dance for 25 minutes with some people around. I can make all that happen, I promise. I can pull off a prom. This is something I know something about. I can pull off a prom. The rest of it's going to be a little bit tougher, but I can make that happen. And I will. I think you should have one. Yeah, absolutely. I think you should have one.
You're pretty cute. You know it?
Well.
What do you do?
Jake is going to make it to that's right. Jake is going to the prom. Damn straight.
Alan canceled. No,
he's
did.
Not going. Alan unfortunately had something come up. He had to cancel. Something big came up.
Something big? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Oh,
he had to cancel. Yeah.
Yeah. He is a keeper, Jen. He's definitely a keeper. That's so sweet. Auntie Monkey Pants, so sweet, Tommy, making sure she gets a prom.
Yeah, you know what? That broke my heart. The first time you told me that literally broke my heart. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things that people should have. And the way she was,
I like to get dressed up.
Yeah,
I always wanted to have a prom.
Well, and you were asking all the questions about it. I'm like, yeah, I promise you, we can make this happen. Every bit of the prom I can pull off. So
is that what you do when you have a prom? Like, do you ask out a date? Obviously, I've seen this in movies, but you ask your date out, and then what is it? Just like a big dance? Are you supposed to show up
first? You show up and pick her up at the house so that her old man can make you really uncomfortable, and you pin a corsage on her, or you put it on her wrist, depending if she's wearing something strapless or whatever. And then you get in a car or a limo, depending on how big you went, and you go out to a restaurant and eat, sometimes with another couple, sometimes just the two of you. And then you go park someplace and, do things that would really piss her dad off. Then you cruise back to the prom and dance on the dance floor for a
No
little bit. And then after
way.
that, And then after that, there's usually a decent sized party, but I can make that happen too. I promise. I promise.
Wait.
What?
You don't go somewhere before the prom.
Yeah, you do.
No, I think
always
you're just
did.
there it is.
No, I'm pretty sure that's standard operating procedure. Don't give me any.
I think that's a Scoville boy thing. I have a feeling your brother probably did the same damn thing.
No, look, the entire
Dirty
population
birds.
is off like a prom dress, right? It's an expression. They all know it. It comes off more than once.
Couple of dirty birds. And then what? And then you go dance?
Yeah, you dance. Like I said, you dance 2 or 3 songs, and then you go off to a party where you try to secure a small part of the premises, where no one can get at you.
What if you don't know how to? Excuse me? What? I see
Yeah,
you speak
you got
other
it.
languages as well. And then what if you don't know how to dance? Bray Nolan is
you're
my
good.
daughter. She just, comment from Bray Nolan.
No
That's so
way.
cute. I love
No
that. Tony
way.
Peter. You didn't even text me that.
Generational. I love
That's
that.
so cute. I love Bray. That's cute. Wait.
Oh, we definitely would not forget awkward prom pictures, right?
Hold on. And then what if you don't know how to dance?
That's no problem at all, because usually it's not like you're out there doing Saturday Night Fever stuff. These are slow dances, right? You put your arm around my waist, I put my arm around you, your head comes in close, and we just sort of move. It's a very, very simple thing. Teach you in 30 seconds. Yeah, absolutely. Do plenty of that. But we can't do that on the dance floor, because we know what happens after 4 seconds of that, right?
What?
Quibs will go, all right, that's enough of that.
And then what? I don't know if we should eat before, because I usually have to. It's a gamble. I don't have a gallbladder, but we'll see. And it depends if I have a bunch of Spanx on too. That's a problem as well. Okay, and then what? So then we dance, because this sounds like so much fun.
Right.
And then
you go to the hotel room that you got, because your parents don't want you driving drunk. So you go to the hotel room and
you don't get a hotel room when you're kids.
I got a hotel room every single prom. That's what you do. That way you don't drive drunk. That was the thing in the Northeast. They didn't want kids driving drunk. That was the biggest fear.
You wait a minute, hold on. This never happens in movies. You're telling me your parents and her parents were cool when you're in high school getting a hotel room?
No, that's not what I'm telling you. No, that's not what I'm telling you at all. What I'm telling you is my parents were cool with me having a hotel room with a couple of guys so that we didn't drive home after the party. What happened with the hotel room was, once
Everybody's
you're cool
saying
with me
you're
having
right.
I am right.
He's not doing that. So
you're right. Of course he's not.
Wait a minute. Hold on. I'm being serious, because this doesn't. I only know what movies say. So you get a hotel room and the girl come back there?
Yeah. Then you bring the girl in there and hey.
But you just said you get a hotel room with like a bunch of guys.
No, that's the story you give to mom and dad.
Oh my God.
A hotel room with a bunch of guys. That's
if
the line of
Huxley
shit.
does
Come on, pay
this, his
attention.
ass
This
is
is the line of
grass.
shit with your parents. The good news is I'll probably be there, and Hux is going to have to tell me, and Hux isn't going to BS me, and we're going to make sure that nothing bad happens to Hux. We're not going to let him do anything like that. Trust me.
You realize he would be a child. These are what?
Yeah. 16.
No.
No what?
What were you doing in the hotel room?
do
You don't
you really
actually
want
do
to
this, do you?
That's what we did. In fact,
That's 2 years
a move
from now.
we
That's not
called
going to happen.
a move we called the old jackknife. Remember?
That's not going to happen. 18 is different. 18 is different. That's not happening in 2 years. Absolutely not. Is there even a hotel in Bug Tussle? Thank God there is not.
We'll find one.
Everybody's like, yeah, this is normal. That can't be
It
right.
is. No, it is. Sassy
I
Town says
would
we
think.
all
So
had
wait.
hotel parties in high school.
Wait. Do you lose your virginity?
I did not lose my virginity at the
Wow, I'm
prom, but
shocked
my
by the
date
answer to
did.
your question there.
But
I'm
my date
shocked.
did. Truly.
Tommy, this
At
isn't.
least at the junior
No.
prom. No, she did. My godfather lent me a Mercedes Benz I took to the prom, which was really cool.
Wait. Katie Fulton. She's a good person to ask. Katie, did this happen? Did this happen to you? Did you go to a hotel afterwards and lose your virginity when you were 16? I'm not cool with this. That's too much. That's like a year and a half from now. That's not going to happen.
Well, I obviously I'll be there to ensure that doesn't happen. Maybe I'll chaperone or I'll drive or something.
Everybody's like, yeah, that's normal. Guys, that doesn't feel right to me.
Really? It's not like it ruined. Hello, Bray Nolan. Welcome to the boat. It's not like I ruined the girl I went with, right? She left me,
I was
decided to become a
boning at
lesbian, and got thrown out of
14
college. But
in the Church of Scientology. Someone said, "What were you doing?" I was a full-time staff member in the Church of Scientology when I was
right,
16.
you were boning a 45-year-old guy and taking fax machines to the head on the regular. I think the prom is probably safer. Is it me? It's her, isn't it? Sorry, I don't get to say that.
Wow. This is effed up.
At least he's not smoking. There you go, Debbie P. So you look on the bright side.
No, guys. Have you ever heard
There's
of
been no
STDs and
PCP.
pregnancy?
Well, that's what condoms are for. I mean, obviously, we're going to have that talk, right? I mean, obviously.
I think he's too young.
Well, it was 1988, and my eyes matched my fire engine red dress. Yeah, a lot
Love
of that
that.
going around.
Okay.
Tell you what,
Well,
I have a great idea. I have a really good idea. I'll take you to the prom. We'll do a prom thing. And then after our prom thing, you can make a decision based on that. All right.
me whether or not I want to with you?
No, whether or not you want to let Hux ever go to one.
Oh, I
and,
was
you
going
know,
to say, I definitely am planning on it after our prom. Otherwise, I don't want to go. If it's
yes.
not going to happen, if there's not going to be any hot beef injections, I don't want to be there. I lost it around when you did, Reese, but absolutely hotel afterwards. It was with my BF of 5 years. Same guy.
Sorry.
Interesting. Shelly Kelly went to homecoming with a guy who wanted to get busy. What?
2 seconds.
What's going on with him? When I told him I was on my period and wearing a pad, never saw him after that. Smart, Shelly Kelly, and that is genius. That's what I would have done if I had had a normal upbringing. Michelle Asbell is not Osa. She's been a member of our community for a long time. Yeah, I guess I need a card. Guys, this just seems unusual. That's an unusual, it's a rite of passage. That seems young, guys. That seems 16 is young. That seems unusual to me. Of course, I'm going to let Huxley get married, but 16? Jilbo, there you go. Rachel didn't. Okay. That seems a little young. I feel like 18. Yeah. I have heard that expression. I don't know. I guess maybe I'm being a bit prude here, but I thought, I don't know what I thought because I didn't have a regular upbringing. Me too, Florence.
All right, we got
But
a
you're
cat.
thinking about it as his mom. 16 is way too young. I agree.
Well, look. You have to have a driver's license. So that makes you 16 at least, right?
So yeah, Jilbo was 18 at her senior prom.
At
Tommy,
your senior prom, that's about right. Right? Junior prom would be a little bit younger than that. Junior
16
prom,
is-
17. And then
Tommy,
your
I don't
date's
think.
probably 16. What?
Okay, you know what? If the chat's willing to do this, don't do it if you're not willing. Well, right? Just type in the age that you were when you lost your virginity. 16.
Did you just say
feels young.
name? You want the name? You pervert?
No. I want to know
Let's
how
just go
old
with
people were.
the age.
Honestly, 16 feels young for me. That feels too young. I was 14. I get that. 19, Zoe. There we go. 18, Goosebump. Barbie was 16. Okay.
I can't
Peter
type
Duvall.
anything in.
That's okay. We don't want to know. Honestly, I think we know.
You asked.
The, is for US is 11.
I was 53. But
You were
I was.
53.
I was 53. Yeah. Prior to that, I was incarcerated. Yeah,
You don't remember a time before you were 53? Because when you were 53, it just blew your mind.
That's right. It was so damn good. I forgot everything else. That's how that worked.
Okay, so I'm saying a lot of age. Okay, 16 and got pregnant. Wow. Okay, 16, 15, 17, 16. Okay, almost 21. I was 26. Jobo, good for you. 24 and proud of it, Elizabeth. I love that.
Oh, not to 18. I'm sorry to hear that. All right, you know what? If everyone's really doing this, I will do it. I was really young, and it wasn't a great situation either, but it was really young.
Yeah, Tommy, it wasn't a situation that you were.
It was not. It was a bad situation.
It was a bad situation. It was not a situation where you wanted to do that.
No, and I was super young. But
Sally, I have talked with Huxley at length about this. Absolutely.
But the prom is different. We're good.
I talked to Huxley. I'm sorry, Mary Behrens. I talked to Huxley about absolutely, guys, this subject and what's appropriate, what's not. And we've talked about this many times. I've spoken to him at length about consent, what consent is and what's okay and what's not, and just sex in general. Yeah, we've had a lot of discussions. Okay, guys. Hey, by the way, I appreciate everybody opening up and telling us that. You didn't have to, and I am this is an interesting topic.
Yeah, I think I was 12.
Hmm?
I'm pretty sure I was 12. I'm not 100% on that. Might have been 11, but it was 11 or 12.
I think it was 11.
I mean, it started at 11. I just don't know when the actual, you know what I mean? I know it started at 11, but
that's a tough one for me. I know it's tough for you, but that's a really heavy topic for me because
we should probably bust out a whole show on that one.
Whenever you want to do that, whenever you're comfortable doing it, we'll do that sometime. Whenever you're comfortable doing it, but we won't do it until then.
I appreciate you.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Brittany, you should do prom at the farm. At the farm? What farm?
Yeah, we could. You know what? There's a big enough place to dance there. Probably could pull it off.
Oh, you could. Like, people have asked to have weddings at that farm. Instead of the cruise, do a meetup in Florida so the Clearwater crew can come, or do the prom at a meetup in Florida.
I'm not adverse to looking into that kind of thing. I really, if we could not bum out anybody that's going on this cruise, we could still meet them. Quibs and I talked about that. That's the best case scenario. If that's something we could do, we would absolutely do that. We're just gonna have to see if that's realistic.
By the way, Shelly, I am devastated to hear that, girl, and I am truly sorry. I feel like you are a member of my family, Shelly, and that is so upsetting. My daughter,
Shelly.
I love Shelly. I really love Shelly. Shelly's married to a farmer. I feel like I know her very well. My daughter is watching, went to the hotel at 16, but lied to my friends that I did it and waited till 18, peer pressured. I think, guys, I'm not sitting here saying like, oh my God, Huxley can't. I just want Huxley to make the best choices. And I wanted to make those choices because he had really good conversations about it. And he feels well-versed and educated on the subject and consent, things like that. That's all. I just don't want it to be like someone just said, pressured into it. None of that. I don't want any of that from him. I just want it to be right when it's right. And I want him to be more of an adult. I would prefer that he be older, and I want him to be well-versed and just, I want him and her both to do it on their own volition, and just consent's a big thing to me, and just not being a child would be great. But that's because I was 14 and I didn't know any better.
I think that you should guard that. It's something that should be precious.
Yeah. Yeah. I want it to be different for him than it was for me. According to CDC, the average age in the US to lose virginity is 17.1 years. Okay. Thank you, Baby Steps, and thank you for your super chat. That doesn't really shock me. 17, I kind of can see more than 16, but 18 would be even better. 18 or 19 or anything over that would be great, honestly. I actually hope that it swings the other way. I feel like it would be, I like hearing people say I first got married when I was 30, or I didn't want kids and then I decided at 35 to have a child. Like, I think it's good to do things when you're older. That's just me, but I think it's great. Like Jilbo, I like people who have sex for the first time when they're older. I just think you make better choices.
You do make better choices. And you know something? It's the same thing with drugs, by the way. And this is, I'm not talking out of my ass with this. This has actually been studied. The people who start experimenting with drugs at say 20, 23, 24, those people will try things. The odds that they get addicted to any of them are so much lower than if they had tried it below the age of 20. It's like double.
Wow.
It really is.
Really?
It's a
I did not
huge
know
thing.
that statistic.
It's an
But it makes
absolutely huge
sense.
thing.
It makes
does.
sense. You don't know
Yeah,
who
because
you are, and you're
you're
trying to be.
trading your coping skill for a drug. That's what you're
Yeah,
doing.
but like you're also trying to impress people at a younger age. You're trying to fit in. You're trying to figure out who you are. You don't know who you are yet.
Absolutely.
Hux knows what he wants and has a pretty good head on his shoulder. So he's going to get there when he gets there, and they're both into it. Thank you, Sophia. And that's what I hope for. And I believe that because Huxley is, Tommy, you know Huxley. He's not your average kid. He's very mature and he thinks things through. A bunch of my friends went to prom our freshman year. None of us were old enough to drive. My friend's dad rented a tux and drove us in their van, opened the door and everything. That's adorable, January. That's a cute memory. I actually was picturing that as I was reading it. That's so cute.
You know, the dangerous
Thank you,
thing,
love it.
the dangerous thing with
That's
guys
kind,
is
love
that,
it. Thank you.
You know, you're seeing things where people write 15, but I didn't consent, or you realize that in society that they really try to make it out that if you're a guy, you consented, right? It wouldn't be possible if you'd have sex if you didn't consent, which is really kind of an effed
So
up thing.
horrific.
And it's worth having some heavy conversations. I think it's worth having. I promise you I'll have the conversation with him. Right.
Yeah. I hope that you do. And I have. And
It's cool
that's
to go, no way.
it's hard for me, guys. And someday when Tommy wants to talk about it, and we'll do it on his terms and we'll go as far as he wants to go. But I think we should do that sometime together in person, Tommy. Either when I'm with you there or you're with me here.
Yeah.
We have done once. We kind of
We have.
started to go down that path and then I kind of stopped you just because it got too heavy.
Yeah.
But I think it's an interesting talk to have. It sheds light on things as heavy and as hard as it is. It's like talking about this jester stuff gets very triggering for me, but I remember the end game and that it helps people and it sheds light on it. But if you're ever wanting to, we will. If you don't, we won't. I'm pretty serious about that. You know it.
I don't think I'd want to do it if we had this little black thing here between us.
Right. You know? I think it's best to do it when we're together.
Yeah.
And if it ever you want to.
You know what? I think it's probably an important subject to talk to everybody about. It really is. It's a big one.
It is. And people like our family, like Shelly, I think that she would appreciate that. I think it would help some people, but we're only going to do it if it would be therapeutic for you. You'll never be pushed into that. I would never allow that. Elizabeth, unfortunately, no. The answer to that is no. Kathy loves horses. Love you, babe. And thank you for being a member. Well, I expect you to, you and Huxley have a very deep relationship. Guys, Huxley, I don't think I've ever said this, but since Tommy's been gone, Huxley goes to football practice. Every day we go home from football practice, he calls Tommy. He calls him and they text all the time. Huxley will be like, I can't right now, Mom. I'm going to call Tommy. Or he'll be like, I'm texting Tommy. He calls him and he tells him, what does he do? He tells you all about his football practice and what he did and what the coach told him and what he needs to improve. And when you get here, you guys are going to work on it.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to that. Yes. I just gave a cup of cat food to my neighbor because she's going to keep the cat in her garage overnight. She asked me if I had cat food. And obviously, I got
really?
a crap load of cat food. Yeah, she's going to keep it overnight. And you know what happens if you keep a cat overnight, don't you?
God, I hope she keeps it. A cat isn't safe out there.
You can't,
There's all
if you
kinds
keep
of
it overnight,
predators.
if you keep a cat overnight, you keep it. It's impossible to keep a cat overnight, not keep it.
Also, it's so hot. I don't like it.
It's
I hope she
really hot
keeps the
right now.
cat. Will you
It's really
please check on that? Like if she
Of
decides not to
course.
keep the cat, we need to make sure you get it to a shelter.
I would take it to the El Jefe Cat Cafe here in town. And if you're anywhere near Tucson, the El Jefe Cat Cafe is the coolest place in the world. It really is the coolest place in the world. Tons of cats everywhere on every flat surface. You just go in and hang out with them. It's awesome. It really is. It's the happiest place on earth.
Yeah, cat cafes are amazing.
Yeah.
Speaking of, Moose is passed out. That's so frustrating because what's going to happen is he's going to be a trapeze artist here in about 3 hours.
Yeah,
Although
I
I
know.
didn't tell you this, I don't think we talked on the phone today. I woke up at I woke up a lot last night. I think I texted you at like 3 in the morning. I woke up and he wakes me up and he purrs so loud and he just rubs all over me. But it was so cute. I woke up and he was just propped right here on my chest and he was purring so loud. And it was really sweet. I was just petting him and he stayed with me for about an hour. It was sweet.
No,
Question,
Shelly.
do
If
they
they
have
had
Maine
Maine
Coon
Coons,
cats?
no, if they did, I would have adopted one.
Those are
I
hard to
really would
come
have.
by.
I would have adopted one. And I do
Those are
check with them all the
expensive.
time. I want one so badly. I've wanted one my whole life, and I've never had one. I really want one, preferably one with double toes.
Oh, I love those. Tampa Bay has one of those.
Oh, I know.
Lurker Laura, yeah, it's a huge topic that again, I would like to sometime with Tommy, even if we don't share Tommy's story in general, that like people just thinking that men always consenting. That's not true. And just also, I think
People
I
call you and congratulate you after it happens, like you're a stud.
yeah, that. Like, hey man, like what
Nice
he's getting
job.
at more importantly is kind of similar to his background where it was somebody older taking advantage of him and obviously that was horrific and traumatic for him, but people look at it and go, "Hey, cool dude, you got an older chick. All right." That is the most disgusting thing. And it's so sad. And I can't say on YouTube what I would like to do to look this person up because I really would like to find that person. I can't imagine. Again, my son is 14 and I would burn something to the ground. So that's a topic sometime, though, that I would like to discuss that's heavy.
I would too. I would
Yeah,
too.
and whether or not we talk about your background and your history there, we could just talk about the topic in general, but it's horrible. It's
I think
horrific.
I think yeah. I think I can. It's something that we can do.
Well,
Especially if we prepare for it, and yeah, I'd like to do that. I would.
yeah. Well,
There's
we'll
nothing I
see.
haven't talked about, right? I've never held anything else back.
Yeah, we'll see. But I want to make sure that, you're in a good place to do it and
Yeah.
you want to do it and things like that. Hey, NH Carol, I answered your email today. Welcome, babe. And I'm glad that you're chatting. Yeah. That's horrific, and it makes me very, very sad for you. As a matter of fact, I wasn't there, but I always have a hard time even going there in my mind for you.
Yeah, I
It's
know.
very hard. It's very horrible. And
Yeah.
yeah, Kestrel, a predator can be any gender. Women heavily can be predators. And I've talked about this, before we were going to cancel the cruise and before we knew any of this, I talked about warning people, like women going on the cruise, getting drunk and like feeling like they're just going to take advantage of men. I've seen it happen and I think it's really wrong. And Tampa Bay, she was in here earlier, I think. Did Ted take away her
No.
credit card? No.
No, she's definitely in here. I saw her here earlier. Tampa Bay's
Yeah.
always around.
Yeah, she is
If she's
Tampa Bay
missing
has
for
a lot
5
of
hours,
cats.
yeah, if she's missing for 5 hours, we put out an APB.
She has a lot of cats, but she has this really, I think his name's Toby. Isn't his name Toby?
The one that
I
looks
think his
like
name's
Kid.
Toby. Yeah, he's huge, but he
He's
has
beefy.
those he's beefy. Don't say that in front of
Polydactyl.
Ted.
Polydactyl.
Don't say that in front of Ted. Ted
I know
gets
Ted
upset
gets a
when you
little.
do
He
that.
does get a little. He gets a little weird about it.
he's got that extra, and it's crazy because when he walks on her tile floors, like you can hear him. I mean, also because of the beefiness, but
He gets those.
he's big boy. I'm surprised his name isn't. Never mind. Your mind is a garden. Your thoughts are seeds. I love that. You can plant flower or grow weeds. This goes for not all, just to folks on the screen. Yeah, Shelly. I like that a lot, guys. Your mind is a garden. Your thoughts are seeds. You can plant flowers or grow weeds. Dang, Shell. I like that, girl.
Yeah, I
You
do
know,
too.
you make a good point, Carol Barnhart. Huxley, I took him, we drove far today. We went to a mall today because it was tax-free weekend and
Uh-huh.
he needed a new belt for his jeans. And so we went to a mall and he, of course, wanted to break away. I took my mom with us and he wanted to break away and go do his own thing, which was fine. He had his phone. Um, he came back. He met me back at H&M and there he is. There she is, guys. There's Tampa B. 2
I
extra
knew it.
toes. Yeah. I love
I
that
knew
cat.
it.
And I love his mom even more. Huxley said that a flock of 16-year-old girls came up to him and said, "How old are you? What school do you
He's the
go
new
to?"
kid. He's the new kid in town. There's a song about that. The Eagles.
It's happening. And he is
It's
cute.
happening.
I
Yes, he
watched him
is.
walk away from me and my mom was standing there. We were looking at him and I said, "He is cute. He's cute. Huxley is cute. He's good looking."
He's a
Makes me a
good
little
kid.
sad.
He's a solid kid too. He'll make you proud. I have much faith.
Yeah, Tennessee has tax-free weekend. It was tax-free at the mall today. He got a belt and we got him a polo shirt because he likes to do what Tommy does.
Well, Polo is a great brand too. It's probably had something to do with it.
How big is your new town? I think it's me and Tommy and 7 other people.
Hawks is there.
Oh,
There are
so I think
several
there's 8.
cows.
It's tiny, Michelle. It's absolutely tiny.
Michelle, I would
The
say that
Great
there's
Smoky
probably more
Mountains.
cows than there are people. Way more. Wouldn't you?
Well, of course. I mean, we've got Hunter at the Dollar General.
There's Hunter.
Alicia.
Yeah.
You got our lady that works at the store, the waitress.
Yes. She's a sweet
There's
woman.
Phil, but Phil lives far away. He lives like 3 towns away.
Yeah.
I think that's it. I think there's about 9 of us. Jason
Jason
P.
P. Jason P. Hold on one second, real quick. Jason P. If I'm not mistaken, it's 8 years ago today, isn't it, brother? Pretty sure today has been 8 years from the time that your bride first got diagnosed. Am I right? God bless you, man. God bless your wife. 8 years ago today, she got diagnosed with the big C, and she's still with us and doing well.
Oh
So
my
God
God.
bless. Yep,
That's
8-year anniversary.
amazing. I wondered what you were talking about.
Yep. So
That's
God bless
amazing.
you.
I love Jason P.
It's me
And I
too. And
love
his
his
wife. Good
wife.
people.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Good
If we ever
people.
go to Colorado, he said we could stay in their basement
Yep.
and
we
I need a
will.
card. Jamie Palmer, I'm excited for you. How many students are enrolled at his school? That answer I don't know.
I don't know, but he's the new one. Right? Got an accent. Oh, he's all kinds of cool.
They call him the Kansas City boy.
I think you would really enjoy the movie Funny Farm. You know what? It's funny you say that. I'm a
You
fan.
should watch it.
You still haven't seen it, have you? How funny
No.
is that? How funny is that?
Babe, I
You
don't
do
watch
know I'm in
movies.
it.
I've
I'm in it
seen the
twice.
scene that you're in. Like people have screenshot it.
I'm on twice.
It's so
I'm
weird
on
to
multiple
see you
times.
with that young and with hair.
I
Am I worried about
What are you worried about?
Hux's friends seeing any of your content? I never worry about that, Mara. No. You know, we're pretty open in this family. And honestly, Tommy, what do you think Huxley's friends would think of my content? Oh my
There
God,
you
you're
go.
so
There
cute.
you go. Here's the thing.
Tampa B.
There are people out there, right, for sure, who would say that the approach you go is basically to keep your kids in the dark and basically let them sort of explore these kind of things when they start to get around 17, 18, things like that. it's not really the route that I would recommend going. I am of the firm belief that you have those conversations, and we're not whipping any body parts out. I mean, we talk blue, right? But we're certainly not doing porn or anything that.
Hey, Joe.
And you know what? Even if we were, but no, I think that we're going to do everything we can to not embarrass Hux too much. But we've
But
already
he's
talked.
pretty aware of it.
We've had a big talk
Yeah.
about this already. We were even talking about, he said at some point, I think I might start a channel. We started talking about what that means and what it means to not fire back when someone yells at you. And he goes, yeah, I don't think I'm ready for that. I mean, that's a pretty good kid, right? He said,
He's
yeah,
aware. I mean, he knows his mother, guys. I mean, I just don't worry about it. Joe, I heard Rain said that to us. That's amazing. Yeah. Tommy is in that. Answer her, Tommy, little old me.
Well, where is it? What did it say? Oh, yes, the Chevy Chase movie, Funny Farm with Chevy Chase. That's the movie that I am in. It's called Funny Farm.
And someone said, "Do you talk, Tommy?" In it, yeah,
I do.
2 scenes.
I do. I'm. In fact, you know what they would call it on the left coast? They would call it a pivotal part. In other words, if you remove, I could not have ended up on the cutting room floor. The script doesn't make any sense without me. So yeah, I'm on twice, and I cause bad things to happen to Chevy Chase in both cases. So I'm definitely part of the plot. I steal road signs. A girl causes the moving truck to not get where it's going, and then causes him to crash off a cliff. Go ahead.
When you come here, let's watch it. Let's all three watch it.
Yeah, I think that would be fun.
Yeah, he moved the sign. Right?
I stole them. Yeah, I stole the signs. I steal road signs. One has the name of the town, and the other one has a dangerous curve sign. Yeah,
that is true, Sharona. What Reese says on the interwebs is what she'd tell someone at a school meet and greet. It's awesome. I would. Yeah, I say the exact same things I say here that I would say anywhere else. Sassy Savage, Mom said you have a gift that you can only give away once. Make sure it's someone that loves you. I love that. To my boys added, don't give that gift unless you cherish love. I love that. Yes. Protect your gift. Because I didn't, neither one of us got to. Neither one of us got to.
No. Sorry, we read that. We read that. Yes, I did get a SAG-AFTRA card. Yeah. I am in the Screen Actors Guild.
I don't know what that means.
It means I'm in the union of actors. It means they take part of my wages from my retirement. It means that I can get invites to cool parties, that kind of stuff. I'm eligible for. My phone didn't go off. I'm eligible for insurance through them and all kinds of other stuff. Yours did?
No, but I hear a car.
How funny is it that we're both looking at security footage while we're live?
Yeah, I have Tommy hooked up to our cameras. I don't see anything. That was weird, Tommy. I heard a car, and you would not, guys, you would not. There's no way. Like we are so far off the road, you can't even.
Okay, tell me if you hear it again. Tell me when you hear it again, because there's one going by right now.
I don't hear it.
Yeah,
I think we're okay. Yeah, but I really did hear a car.
I believe it.
Maybe it was just
SAG dudes are a lot though. Yeah.
We're good.
You know what's really funny too? This is a quick story, but this is funny, Wicked Tinkers. So when I went for the audition, I auditioned for the part with a guy named George Roy Hill. He did The Sting. He did Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. He's a really good director. And once I got the part, they called me back up for costuming and things. And when I went in, he goes, "Hey, I need your SAG card." And I went, "Oh, yep, I'll get that." I said, "The next time I'm here, I'll make sure that I get that." And we got there and no one said a word to me. And we filmed all day. It was like 9 hours of filming to get the first scene done. It was really took a long time. And at the end of it, the guy was like, "I really need your SAG card." And I went, "What's a SAG card?" And he went, "Well, you're going to have one in about 15 minutes, kid." He's like, "Don't worry about it. I'm going to get you one." And that was how I got it. And that was it. Because I was way too late to back out. They had already spent a whole hell of a lot of money on it. So he's like, "I'll get you one. Don't trip." And he did.
Oh, that's really cool. I didn't even know that story.
I got residual income off of that movie. Like you get, checks forever. I still get checks from Funny Farm. I do.
Seriously?
Yeah. I mean, I think the last one was 6 cents or something like that, but I still got them. But they were huge in the beginning. They really were. They were huge. Like the first
That's
time
so cool.
when it went to what they call the supplemental markets, like when it went to HBO and back then it was just HBO and Cinemax. They didn't have all these streaming services, but when it went to that, I got a $4,000 check. I was like, holy crap! I got a check for $4,000. I was like, party! That was a huge check. And then when it hit the next supplemental market, which was like movie rental places and stuff like that, I got another one. Right, that one was like
That is cool.
3,200. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was cool.
That's amazing. I did not know that. Thank you, Natalie Lightbreeze. Thanks for being a member, babe. What was your name in that movie? Somebody asked.
I think teenager number one is probably what they call me. I think it's there's no name to it. I think I'm listed as either teenager number one or teenager number two. We're just thieves. We're two thieves that ride around on bikes, oddly enough, and steal road
Miss
signs.
Chicago? That's sad. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm gone. I don't feel welcome. Well, I'm sorry. That's not ever how I want anyone to feel. That makes me sad.
Can I say this real quick? I know that people bum out about this. So at the end of every one of our live feeds, we can go back and look at what the chat rate is, right? And the chat rate will give us a number. And that number, let's say that number is like 3.4, right? That means 3,400 messages rolled up during the time that we were doing this. It is impossible. I'm looking at Quibble. She's staring at me. And to not look like you're making eye contact, it really, the last thing in the world I ever want to do is miss somebody's comment that actually cares about us and is saying something kind. But good God, it's such a hard thing to do. It really is. I'm sorry if we missed it.
Yeah, we love all of you. And it's harder, guys, like when Tommy does a solo live on his channel, The Boat, or if I do a solo live on Relatable Reese,
it's a lot easier.
It's so hard to have a conversation with him and read the chat. And I want to go, hey, SJ, hey, Third Eye Open, hey, Sassy Savage, but Tommy's talking. And so I don't want to distract. And sometimes I do it, like when Joe Virus popped in, but I don't like to talk over people. So I feel like it's harder to do it here, but I love that you guys are here. I don't want anybody to feel left out. And Jason P, just so you know, if anybody wants to hurt either of you and I'm around, they will have to get through me. And if I can get a bit loco when it comes to people I love, ask Andy. And then Joe Virus said, yeah, me too, brother.
I appreciate you. So I got the question from Debbie Zito. Tommy was Chevy the ass that everyone says he is. You know what? Maybe to the older people, right? His dressing room was right next to mine, literally right next to mine. So when I was coming out of my dressing room, he was going into his, and I was like, holy shit, it's Chevy Chase. And he was so kind to us. I mean, we were 17 and 18-year-old kids, but he was so kind to us. It was crazy. And then like 5 months later, right, I had already shot both of my scenes, but I was in a pharmacy. Picture a really small, like New England pharmacy. It's not like CVS. It's a very small little strip, store, very, very small. But he was in there looking at magazines, and I had like 6 friends with me, and they're like, "You were in that movie. Go say hi to that dude." I'm like, they all thought I was BSing, that I didn't film the movie, right? And I'm like, I'm not going up to him. And as he was walking out, he looked and he goes, "Did you just film with me a couple of weeks ago?" I said, "I did." He's like, "Holy crap, good to see you." And then he walked out, and it was awesome. I don't know whether he was ear hustling the conversation or what, but he just made all my friends look stupid, which was great. He was super, super nice to me. I've heard people say he's a jackass.
Yeah, I've heard he's really rude. I don't know if that's true.
Yeah. It may be that he's a jerk to women. Here's the other thing too. Prior to 92, he was strung out. Like, I don't know if you know that, but Chubby was a junkie until 1992. So if you met him prior to 92, you probably didn't meet him, right? Or if you met him sober, right? Because he was wicked addicted to opiates. He ended up in Betty Ford for about a month and ended up having to do it again, to go back a second time. Yeah, which is tough. But he's sober now.
I've heard he's rude, but people say that about celebs, and it's like, how do you know? I mean, people could say that about me if you caught me on a bad day, like, and I was rude to you or in a hurry. I mean, I don't know. I don't think that means maybe that person is like that all the time too. I don't know.
I met a bunch of stars. I mean, a bunch. I probably met 40 or 50 because we did a charity where a bunch of these people donated their time and we got to work with all kinds of them. And I've just been really blessed, man. There were like 2 people that I met that were assholes, and the rest of them were just as kind as you would ever want to, to be. I'll be honest. Don Johnson, I did a film that Don Johnson was in, and he was an absolute ass. He really was an absolute ass. We were filming on a beach.
Like an ass, though, to be fair.
He took a helicopter in. He took a helicopter in because he didn't want to drive around, right, to have to deal with all of the BS on this. We filmed on an island. So
Yeah,
he didn't want to have to deal with it. Well, we had 20 tables set up for what was supposed to be a wedding scene with food and everything else on it. So when he came in with the helicopter blades, he just tossed sand over the entire day that they had spent. That's real food. And they were like, all right, scrap it. And so the entire day was lost because this asshole wanted to take and when he got out, he was a jerk about it. When the guy said, well, that cost us the day, he jumped the guy's crap. Like, how dare you, comment on it. Yeah, he was an ass.
He looks dicky to me. And Candy's Life, that's really kind. Thank you. Shelly, this is interesting. Chevy and Bill Murray got in fights all the time.
They did. It's an absolute fact.
Yeah, West Coast Fancy Nancy, he does give asshole vibes. He does.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. That's too bad. I feel like there's other people that are known for being assholes, and I don't know who that is.
The name of the film we did was called Sweetheart's Dance, and I actually got to hang out with him a decent amount on it. And I kept waiting for a day where I was going to be like, maybe he had 2 bad days in a row. Maybe he had 3 bad. Maybe this is just a bad week. No, he's just an asshole, or at least he was on that film. Maybe he hated the film. I didn't like it much either.
Well, we love you, Sassy Savage. Thank you, Sassy. We love you. Who else? Is there anybody else that's known for being an asshole in Hollywood?
Well, you know what? I can smut up one more person. The quarterback that played for San Francisco. Young. What's his name? Something Young.
Huxley, who's the quarterback that played for San Francisco? Something Young? Steve Young.
There you go, Steve Young. Yeah.
Thanks, son.
So we were a charity.
Everybody, I just want you all to know, prior to this conversation, he had his headphones in. I heard him take them out because he was heating something up and talking on the phone. So okay. I just want to I want people to know, because I know we're going to get some bad stuff of people going, she says that stuff around her child. He had his headphones in. I knew he did. Anyway, go on. Steve Young. Is he a dick?
Okay. Yeah. So what we did was a charity. And our biggest name in the charity was Muhammad Ali. Every other star showed up and wrote us a check, right, to hang out with Muhammad Ali for 60 seconds and get some really cool pictures taken with him or whatever. That's what you did. So the only person that ever called and said, oh, no, you're going to have to pay me to get there was him. His manager was like, oh, no, we would never pay to meet anybody, but you need to pay us. And we were like, you know what? Piss up a rock, right? What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah.
No chance, beat it. And then he spent probably a year calling and saying, my manager didn't have permission. And my boss was so torqued. I'm like, hey, he really wants to apologize. My boss was like, F him. Trust me, he knew. And I was like, okay. But I had heard from other people since then that he's an ass.
I hope that's not true about John Goodman. I love John Goodman. I've heard for sure Alec Baldwin is a dick. James Wood. Yeah, I've heard he is a little bit of a dick. Who did Ellen DeGeneres. I've heard that from a lot. Like, I've read that she's very rude to people, and like, especially people who are not celebs, like people who work for her.
Yes. James Wood apparently though is the other elephant in the room. There's
ew.
The word is he's better put together than most men in Hollywood.
I still wouldn't get anywhere near it. Gross.
I should freaking hope not. Quibble. Huh? What's the problem? Not enough at the house, Quibs? Huh?
I could use some. I could use it.
Damn. Here I thought I was well, it is what it is.
Yeah, I heard Ellen, and then of course this wouldn't surprise anybody, but I read that Jennifer Lopez is like extremely I read that she's not even nice to her own family, but like she's just very very high maintenance and rude to people, like very low patience for people, which is just too bad. I it always makes me wonder when people like become famous or come into money, either one or both. Were you I mean, I feel like those things don't make you that way. You had to have always kind of been that way.
That is exactly what my experience has been. There's a guy, if you ever listen to oldies, there's a song that goes, "Come on, everybody, take a trip with me." Da, 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 da. Okay, the guy that sang that's name's Gary U.S. Bonds, and he was very active with our charity. And I remember sitting down once, like away from everybody, and look, truth be told, I was dope sick, right? But nobody knew that, and I was just in the corner going through it. And he came walking up to me, and he put one hand on my shoulder, and he goes, "Dude, you look like you're dying. Are you all right?" And I said, "Well, I'm having a hard time, you know." I said, I'm having a bit of a headache. And he's like, "I got medication in my room." And it's not the fact that it's just the fact that he came over and I mean, he was just a very, very caring individual. And I think that if they were caring before they got rich, they probably are, before they got famous rather. But I think if you're an asshole and you get fame, it just really what I think fame does is it amplifies your personality. If you're cool, you're going to be cooler. If you're going to be an ass, you're going to be even more ass. Yes, Moose. Hey, Moose.
He got a new collar, babe.
I know. It looks like a big boy collar.
It has moons and stars on it because I think he looks like a wizard.
He does a little bit.
He's kind of, I wanted to name him Merlin.
Yes, I remember you saying something about that.
Oh, Jeff Daniels, I would have no doubt. But I do think, like, I've always wondered that, like, if I came into a bunch of money,
right?
That's why I would never be wealthy, first of all, because I would give so much money away. Like,
don't sell yourself short. You may still end up wealthy, and you'll give plenty of it away. I think that'll be great.
I just think it's fun to I think it's fun to tip people really big, things like that. But I would never, just because I had money, think I was ever better than anybody. I hate people who do that when they have money. It's such a shame. And it makes me think, like, you must have always been this way.
Tom Cruise is a douchebag. Somebody asked about Tom Cruise. He's another guy I met, not through the charity. I got invited to a party that he was at, and I've told the story before, but his birthday is the same day as mine. So I knock on the door, and I don't know what party I'm going to. I don't know that there's going to be, I think I'm going to a party with a friend of mine named Emmett. I don't know anything else that's going on. And I knock on the door, the door opens, and Tom Cruise is standing there, which you have to understand. He had not jumped on a couch yet. He hadn't done anything really crazy yet. And I was just like, holy shit, right? He goes, "Hey," and he called me out by name. And I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "I'm Tom Cruise." Like I didn't know. And I went, yeah, I know who you are. And he goes, "You know, you and I were born on the same day." Now, the fact that the dude already knew what my birthday was, I think is really creepy. But I go, "Is that right?" He's like, "Yeah, what are the odds?" And I went, 1 in 365. Right. And everyone else I was with thought that was pretty funny. But he just looked at me like he had no idea what I was saying. I'm like, "No, that is the odds." It's
Tom Cruise, I think, is a total asshole.
He didn't
Scientology or not, I think he's a total asshole. Being a personal assistant, I can say so many people end up being massively entitled. Yeah, entitlement is the worst thing for me. It really is. It's kind of the worst. Like someone being entitled, I will tell you my 2 top people I will stay away from, and I will be incredibly rude to you if you are that way. Entitled and passive aggression. I cannot handle people who are passive aggressive. I can't. I have like so little patience for it. But also just entitlement. I cannot stand being around people who are entitled. It's so awkward for me. Like in public, I can't tell you how many times I've been in public and looked at the person who's they're being rude to, and I go, "I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that person treated you that way. You didn't ask for that. You shouldn't be treated that way." Tommy, what about you? I hate it.
You hate what?
Vince, babe.
I was trying to read comments. Just give me the highlights.
Vince Vaughn, that sucks. I like Vince Vaughn. Yeah, I don't like. I do not do entitlement and passive aggressive. I can't handle.
You know what? I grew up in a really weird part of the country, and a lot of blue blood. A lot of people have been rich for 10 generations or 20 generations. I grew up in a town where there were a bunch of Rockefellers, right? That's part of where their whole family happens to live right there. And even within their family, you would see two guys side by side, and one would be the most entitled little piece of shit on earth, and the other, you wouldn't be able to tell that they had money. It's such a weird thing. I got invited to the party because they wanted me to go on the road as a speaker for Scientology. I didn't know that at the time, but they were giving me a big hard sale to try to turn me into a Scientologist. So I would go around the country doing what I was doing, but to pitch Scientology. It didn't work out. Yeah. They didn't even want to pay me in money. They were going to pay me in courses. And I was like, you got me effed up big time.
Bye, Joe Virus. Love you.
Take care, Joe.
Yeah, I just I saw what Jason P said, that it never ceases to amaze him how money changes people and makes them entitled. It's just a weird path to go down. I think it would be really cool to have a lot of money. I hope I do have a lot of money one day. But it's so weird to me how it changes people and it makes you better than others and you're entitled, and I cannot stand it, and I can't stand passive aggressive people. I have such a hard time with it.
It doesn't change people. It doesn't. It just makes it so that you see them a lot more, right? A person with money stands out a lot differently, but they were an asshole before they got the money. They were an entitled piece of shit before they got the money. I promise. It doesn't change people. People always says money changes you. It doesn't. If you're an asshole, you're going to be an asshole, and the whole world will know. But it doesn't change people.
I don't think it does either.
No, it's pictures of presidents on paper. It's right. It's nothing. You're either an ass or you're not. Money will just let people know just how much of an ass you are. Hey, Blake, good to see you, bud.
I love Blakey. Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it a lot. I know we all have. We've all seen people with money, and I have gone so far as to, I mean, when people really are flashy about it and rude to other people, I have been bold about it and said, like, yes, no, we see that you have money. No, we definitely see it. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for pointing that out. It just makes me crazy when people are so rude and treat people less because they have money. It doesn't ever jive for me.
Honestly, the only time I ever saw it where it was really hellacious and disgusting happened when I was a really little kid. And a guy did it to like 4 people in the town that I lived in. He was getting ready to go into a restaurant. And he was this guy showed up in a Bentley and had handlers. Like, he was a very wealthy Rockefeller. And he was just crapping on everybody. And I said, boy, I'd like to punch that dude. I was about 13, and my dad was like, you should just go up to him and mention to him that you're 13. He's like, just go up and say, hey, I'm 13. You don't have to say anything else, because this was a guy that was, 85 and shuffling into this place with all the money in the world, but you could have 60 million. You ain't 13, right? And I did. I walked up and went, hey, I'm 13. And he just looked at me heartbroken. But you know what? All your cash isn't going to keep you on this planet one more day. Right? All the important shit's got nothing to do with money.
I just don't understand why money all of a sudden, like, people, and it's not always all of a sudden, probably. I'm sure over time, I'm sure it depends on the person, but it's like eventually I feel like manners go out the window and respect goes out the window, and you're just suddenly better than your fellow humans. And
it's entitlement. I mean, it's entitlement, and they think that money buys them. You know what? While we're lying about it, right? Shitwagon is a perfect example, and all of his ilk, all of those jester scumbags who talk about how this is a lifestyle for the privileged. Man, miss me with that shit. You're a bunch of guys hanging out at a Holiday Inn near an airport, masturbating together in a room. I don't know if that sounds like luxury living.
Also in hundreds of $1,000s and hundreds of thousands in credit card debt.
Yeah, sounds like you're really big balling.
By the way, April Goodson, happy birthday. I don't know if I told you on Facebook. Happy birthday to April, guys. I love her. I love
Thank you for spending your birthday with us. How cool is that?
Yeah, I love her. She's amazing.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, that's true. Those gestures all are pretty dick swingy with money. I mean, it is a invite only luxury gentlemen's group. You have to make a certain amount of money to even be considered.
Right. Because you ain't getting an invite to the Holiday Inn. You're not checking out the orange roof if you haven't been invited.
The Ramada.
Jeez, God help us, man. For real.
Jenny.
Luxury lifestyles.
Oh,
Hey,
the
Jenny, good to
self-care
see
tip
you.
for my fave. I love Jenny. Thank you, Jenny D. She is really cute, by the way. She's really pretty.
You know what? I can only see a little thumbnail, but she's got the important stuff. She does look blonde.
She's
Always a
really
good
cute.
start. Always a good start.
Yeah, guys, that would not change me. I just know myself well enough. That would not only, I think also because I hate people like that so much. I cannot stand dick swingers. I can't stand people who don't have manners or are very passive aggressive or don't have time for you and they're just rude. I could never turn into that. I would never turn into that ever. I couldn't do it. Blakey, it's projection. Horrible people project wealth in horrible ways, whereas balanced people project the same personality they always had. And you're so right. That's it right there. And that goes for not just money. Think about it. I think about Scientologists like Dan O'Connor. He was always a bad guy. Some people are like, maybe that's what made people bad. Your dad, Scientology made him bad. No, they already had everything they needed.
Correct.
Scientology just enhanced it. So getting money, if you come into money, you are already a dick. That's enhanced it. It just allowed you to shine more with it.
Correct. I think that's probably legit. And you know something? I was a dick. I really was. But I had to sit down and go through this thing where you literally say to yourself, oh my God, I'm a piece of shit. You know what I mean? Like I really am a scumbag. This is what I've built with my life. And I don't think the average person does it. And God for freaking bid, before you have that conversation with you, somebody dumps $2 million on you and everybody knows who you are. I can't imagine what it would do to me. For real. If you had caught me in the middle of my heroin addiction and made me a famous human being and gave me a pile of money, good God, I can't imagine what I would have
Be tough.
been. Yeah.
It would be tough. And yeah, manners are a sign of your character. Crafty Witch, manners are so important to me. I can't stand when people have bad manners just out in the public eye. I think it's just so rude. I
I
met
pride
Johnny Cash,
myself on that.
perfect Southern gent. I believe that, Shelly Kelly. That's amazing. I love that. Self-reflection is a gift, Tommy. I love that too.
Why, thank you. Love West Coast Fancy Nancy.
Are you doing a show?
I am.
Okay, then we better hop off.
Yeah. I'm gonna do it at 7:30, so you're not in
I
we
know,
have a
but you
little bit.
make your thumbnail and everything.
I do. I do.
Okay.
The Waltons. Mary Ellen is a Scientologist. I had no idea.
Who? I don't know who that is.
That's from the television show, The Waltons, years ago. Was a very popular show, and turns out one of them was a Scientologist. You know, the one that blew me away was Greta Van Susteren is a Scientologist.
You didn't know she's an OT8.
I know she's an OT8. That blows me away. It really does. That blows me away.
Swing that dick, swinging dick. There you go, Christine. Yeah, Greta's a big fat OT8.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lisa from Jersey. I love her.
Thank you, Shelly. We're going to try to keep up the good work. I promise.
I love you, Shelly.
We're going to try.
This was fun tonight, guys.
Yeah. I've heard Alice Cooper was great. My brother met him, and my brother loved him, said he was great.
You know, Brittany, you make a good point. The world treats you differently when you have money. That also encourages people to be more dick swinging. You know, people treat you differently, not only if you have money, but if you look a certain way. And I know this because back when I used to live in a city, you know, old KC, misbehaving. Back when I used to live in, you know, around the city in civilization, I would run to a gas station or a grocery store and I would like have my hair up, no makeup, sweatpants. And then if I would get dressed up and go run an errand and have makeup on and be all done up, people treat you differently. Even that, people treat you differently. So I can see how having money, people would treat you even more differently. I don't know. It's such a weird thing.
I have gone to functions that I've been asked to go to because of whatever we are, right? This C grade celebrity, D grade celebrity, whatever the hell we are. but I've gone to these things where everybody who walks through the door knows who you are. And I've been there with 20 other content creators. None of us are famous. We're not. We're all just content creators. But you will watch 3 of them turn into Brad Pitt for real, like a list of demands and all this other shit. And you come to realize that, you know what? Those people are assholes before they get it. And this just gives them an opportunity to really shine.
So
But they're
true.
assholes. It is.
Candy's life, real quick. I wash my hands to keep away from Satan. That was for Candy's life. Jason P. I love Jason P. I love him even more. Him and his wife. I think that's amazing.
It is. 8 years ago today.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's huge. All right, babe. I'm gonna let you because you always take 30 minutes to make a thumbnail.
Yeah, well, there's that.
You do, because we'll be on the phone and it'll be 30 minutes before his show, and he'll be like, all right, I gotta hop off, I gotta make a thumbnail.
Well, I usually have to go to the bathroom as well, but yeah, no, that's about right.
Well, you're really cute, and everybody knows, and I miss you, and I hate that we're in 2 different places.
I really miss you too, way more than I thought I would.
You seem to be missing me a lot, more than you thought you would. Did you think you thought it was going to be less than what it is?
I anticipated it being bad. It's worse than I anticipated.
Really?
Yeah. I'm just being straight up. I don't like this. I'm not having fun. This is I was having a lot more fun before I left. That's just the way it is. I mean, I have to do this. I can't. I do own a home and have all kinds of other stuff that I have to take care of, but I was happier with you. And it's a bummer. But it isn't gonna be long, so
it isn't going to be long, and we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out, the schedule, and I know, Blake. We'll figure out the schedule to where it's easier from now on when we do the back and forth. Maybe we don't do as much time. Maybe we only do 2 weeks at a time, if possible.
Yeah. Well, it works for me.
Maybe I can go back with you sometime.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That could work. Like I said, I was saying this earlier. If I had cash, I would have flown you here tomorrow, and then we just would have gone back to Tennessee next week together.
I know.
But next time.
Maybe one day. Maybe one day. I love you.
Those days are coming. I love you too. And this has been fun. It really has. I'm glad I got a chance to see you.
It's me too. We haven't done this for a week. Been busy. It's different when you have a kid. It makes things different when he's about to start school and all that.
The dude?
And I have my job.
I know. I said they met the dude. The dude
That's not the dude.
Jeff Daniels?
Jeff Bridges.
Oh, Bridges. Who's Jeff Daniels then? Why can't I get it?
Jeff Daniels is
I got nothing.
Isn't Jeff Daniels the dude from Dumb and Dumber? He's the other guy. He's
No, that's Jeff Daniels?
Yeah. Guys, help me.
Yeah,
Dumb and
Dumber. Damn, didn't see that.
Yeah, Flap from Terms of Endearment. I was also going to say, wasn't he in but he wasn't in. I was thinking, wasn't he in Lake Placid? That was the other dude.
Gosh, it's a terrible movie, man.
I know, but it's a guilty pleasure for me because
she loves friggin' movie, man. For real.
know I love
so bad.
I love Betty White in that movie. I love when she feeds all the baby gators. It's just so cute. Yeah, that's Jeff Daniels.
They film a baby gator, and then they film one that's 800 feet long, and everything in between. It's the worst made film, man. It really is the worst made film. I don't
have a good taste in movies. I don't have. Well, that's not true. I mean, I do have some. I like Tenenbaums. Betty White. I loved Betty White in Lake Placid. Sue me.
The Tenenbaums. That's a really good movie.
Yeah, Betty White was priceless. See, I have other people who are backing me up on this. Bacon Bits Ben doesn't agree. He's laughing at me. I love Lake Placid. I thought it was hilarious. Yeah, I loved Oliver Platt. And what happened to Oliver Platt, by the way? What happened to that guy? I would have boned him. Yeah, I think she fed her husband to the gator. That's right. I think she did. That's
Tannenbaum's
right.
the best way to go with that. Betty White was the goat. There's no doubt. I would have slept with Betty White.
Exactly.
I would have. Right up
I
until the
believe
time
that.
she left. Right up
And
until
you
the
know
time she
what?
left. I'd have
You would
no
have
problem
shown
with
her a
that.
good time because I know your
I would have.
skills.
I would have showed her a good time. I promise you.
You would have brought Jake out.
She'd have been talking about that for at least a week before she was gone. I promise.
It might have kicked her off sooner. Honestly, it might have been too much for the old gal.
Might have kept her around for.
When you put on a Jake show, it really gets
Pull
me
out the big
going.
guns.
Honestly, snail trails. Oliver Platt. I love that guy. Yeah, I'm a '90s kid. I liked Lake Placid. Make fun of me. I don't care. That's the way it goes.
Oh,
It's the way
I'll continue to make fun of you.
the way the cookie crumbles, babe. Betty
Yeah, I
White
got
did it,
that.
so make fun of it all day long. You're not going to win this one.
I like Betty White. I like Betty
Yeah.
White. Here's a cat in the basket.
Okay, love you guys. He's got to go to the boat. Everybody go to the lifeboat. Hey, subscribe to this channel. Don't be lurking.
Right? How dare you lurk?
If you feel so, hit subscribe. All right, babe. Wait, don't leave for a second. Well,
I
never
wasn't
mind.
gonna.
You can leave.
No,
Okay.
I'm not going to leave. So
I was going to
get
say
rid of them
something.
so we can
now I
talk
don't know
dirty.
what it was. Okay.
Get rid of
All
these
right,
people.
guys.
I'll show you my junk.
Okay. All right. Let me get you. Are you wearing pants?
I'm not. Well, I was trying to.
I knew it. Okay, guys. We'll see you. I'll probably see you tomorrow on my channel. Love you all. See you. Thank you for your super chats. Thank you for your wisdom. Love you guys.